Hey guys, and welcome back to another NRL Fantasy Fanatics podcast. We're here today to talk about the halfbacks for their season. So, as you can be seen, we've started filling out our team for the last three positions that we've done here, and I'm quite happy with how it looks. So, let's get into the halfbacks. And we spent a lot of money already, but I think the clearest pick for me early on is Nathan Cleary, uh, priced at 900K there. Buy in round 12, so he's got a long, long time, so he's got to buy there. We all know what Nathan can do. Averaged 68 last year, and this year, price at 900 is a bit of a discount for him there. As you can see, when playing in 2025, he had an average of 68.8. If you filter that over 70 minutes, he had an average of 72.8 there. 2024, 69.8. 2023, 75.9. 67.5. So you can see over that 4 year sample size, he's been absolutely killing it. He probably looks like the best captaincy option there. It is one that if the Panthers are going to win good matches or make the eight, then he's going to have to play well and do everything for them. So I do believe that Cleary and Yo for me are the two Penrith Panthers players that I'll be going with. Cleary's a no-brainer. It's either him or Haas, and for me, Cleary's my favourite player. I'm going with him over Haas, but either option's good to go there. You probably can't fit both. And Janie Campbell averages 60 there, playing at halfback. No longer got that wing fullback duel, which is quite annoying for Campbell's prospects in fantasy. 766K is a lot of money for Jane Campbell, but when playing at halfback, playing over 60 minutes, the average is 62.4, price to 57. We all know what Jaden can do there, but yeah, look, he's a very good player. Um, is he overpriced? No, but you can see he's a little bit inconsistent. Like he's had 36s there, 49s, 42. And they have quite a tough draw to start off with, I believe. Yeah, Cronulla, followed by Dolphins, Cowboys, Dragons, Broncos. So for me, I just have a look at Jane Campbell. I think there's a lot of value to be made in the halfback position this year. So I'd go Cleary and then a cheaper halfback there. But if you don't want to get Cleary and you want to get a different one, Jane Campbell's definitely a good option there. But one that for me, I'm currently not looking at. Fletcher Sharp, I'll keep an eye on him. He's on my watch list. Fletcher Sharp, 56 average, 717K. Looks like he'll be starting on the wing there. So him starting on the wing, you sort of don't look at him at all. Too overpriced there for a winger. If he comes back to the halfback position, definitely one to look at. But for me now, I'm just letting him go through there. Isaiah Katoa absolutely killed it last year. He's one that definitely could you could definitely buy. Like he improved so much last year, and if he's going to keep getting better and better, they have a lot of big signs. 55 average there. You see that absolute tear there though. Um, yeah, for me, 706K. It still could be a little bit underpriced. They got a tough draw to start the season off with though, and around six buy there. But for me, I would look at Isaiah Katoa after his buy and give him a couple of weeks. Maybe could drop a little bit of price there, especially if Herbie is out for the first couple of weeks there. But Flegler's back. They've got some big signings coming in this year. Cobo, one of them too. So I think Katoa could definitely could do well there. But for me, I will wait and see what happens with him. Nico Hines, one that I'm not interested in. Looks like he's lost a goal kick in there. And just isn't playing as well as he has been there. Jamal Fogarty, though, 54 average, moving to the Sea Eagles there. Jamal is. He's quite an interesting one. I don't know what Fogarty can do. He had a great season last year, was one of the better players to select in fantasy, 54 average, but he's like you see, he just kicks so many meters there. And for me, he'll be really, really good. Looks like he's won the boot over Garrick too on a well, not a better team. That's finished first their team, but yeah, look, DCE and Fogarty's probably two that I would watch on a new team. Don't know how they're going to do there, but if you want to go for a pod, could be definitely very interesting there. So they're two to look out for. Reynolds, I would let go for the keeper. Metcalf won't be back to around six. Munster there, 639K for both Munster and then 635 for Jerome Hughes. Both interested in both. I do think Pappenhausen leaving will be quite good for Munster there. 50 average last year, price of 48, so not much value to be made. WC 2023, 54 average, 44. That was hip year. 62 there. 58.4. So he definitely can have money to be made, and we all know what he can do. He can score very big. He was a lot more consistent last year than big scoring there. So I do expect the Munster to bounce back, and he could be an interesting one to select or keep an eye on early on. But for me, I am not going near him. I definitely am watching him, but not going near him to start a season with there. Jerome Hughes, priced at 47. 2025, he finished the year off very well from round 14 until he got that injury there, those two injured games there. But he finished the season off really well. No Pappenhausen here. If you go Ryan Pappenhausen without him in 2025, he did quite well there. You say filter by position, half back in 60 or over minute games. Average 55.2 there. So you see 8 points of value by the looks of it there. We all know what he can do. Like, obviously, he's got a lot of big scores there, does a lot of kicking, and just does more attacking when Pappenhausen's not there. So he's one that at a cheaper price for a little bit of a discount you could definitely look at there. Quite interested in him. Not much interest in Tom Dearden, but Mitch Moses, 600k is an absolute snag for Mitchell Moses there. I do think he is a one you should definitely keep an eye on there. 589k last season, 2025 minutes over 70, 46.3 average there, 49. So he's had a couple down years there. It's been injuries for him though, like 60, 52.3. It has been injuries though that has been affecting Mitch Moses there. Hasn't been able to string a lot of games together. 34% of teams own him this year, which is absolutely outstanding for Mitch Moses. I think if he can stay fit, the Eels are going to be better this year. If he can stay fit, he's going to make a lot of money there, and he's one that should be in most people's teams there. So I'm going to chuck him in my halves to start this season with there. Dewey, he's one to watch. Got to buy first round, so probably wouldn't be selecting him. Matt Burton wouldn't be selecting him. Looks like he's losing goal kicking. He is a bit cheap though. He is one to keep an eye on, but early on I would not be selecting him there. I'd think didn't play very well last year. There, wouldn't be going near any of these guys. Jerome Lua, 489k, 486k for Jerome Lua is very, very cheap for someone that's been above 700k there. Had a down year in 2025, fantasy scoring wise, 38.2 average. So he still makes 2 points of value there. You see a couple of big scores. It just depends. If the Tigers play better and Jerome plays better, then Jerome is one that is quite interesting there. But if the Tigers don't play any better, then look, it's one that probably it's one to watch. Like it's not a slam dunk option. It's quite risky there. It's going to be a pod like 1.2% owned there, but it is definitely one to watch here. 36.3% ownership for Dylan Brown, and rightfully so. He's very cheap. Looks like he's going to be playing seven now, I believe. When playing at halfback, I've been playing a game in 2025. When playing halfback, has an average of 60. So if he gets that halfback spot, he looks like an absolute gem of a like. Just so you know, the bench right now is it's subject to change. This is just who I think is the best in each position there. Select 486k, 60 average, so price of 36. If he can average that, even at 50, still makes 14 points of value. He looks like an absolute steal at this price. If he can get that 7 roll, even if he can get that 6 roll, like he still has a career average of 48.3. So he still has 12 points of value there. He's had a down year last year. He's definitely one to keep an eye on. Uh, Daniel Atkinson there, owned by 5% of the team, which is quite interesting for me. I think he's close to a must-have. Here comes Atkinson. You see him when playing, he never played, but playing at 5'8", minutes over 60, averages 39.1, so he only has 6 points of value from that. But this year, I think he's going to be playing seven. He's going to be goal kicking probably. He's going to be doing the in-play kicking. He's going to be their man for the Dragons this year, which for me, I think he's going to score bulk points here. And I do think he is one of the players that is a must-have there for me to start the season with. Out of these halfbacks, only really two or three of them consider must-haves. Moses is one that I am actually don't know why so highly owned, 34% a lot. But the other three you see there, really high owned. Brown, 36.3. And then Atkinson, I'm surprised he's only 5% owned. But for me, I think Atkinson's a slam dunk on one of the better, cheaper halfbacks that you can go with there. Um, Ethan Sanders, 350k. He's close to a must-have too. I'll be doing a little bit of shuffling around in this team here to fit him in. He'll be close to a must-have. See their fixtures doesn't play, doesn't have a buy for ages there. Sanders. You assume he'd come into the sort of main kicking guy, considering that Jamal Fogarty's left now. I don't think he'll goal kick though, which is no problem. It'll be probably KO weeks there. But even you look at that 32 average price of 26, so he still has 6 points of value for 350k there. It's sort of a no-brainer to me, him there. So yeah, I think definitely lock him in. Got a 37 and a 23 there. I think the Raiders will fall off this year, but he's one that should improve this year, should improve under good playing time and 350k. Loop him, put him on your emergencies, and I hope she will make money for you there. Cody Walker's quite cheap there, but I wouldn't really be looking at him. From the rumours that I'm hearing, Jaden Sullivan is considered to get that starting spot first round in for the Rabbitohs there. Price of 277k, average of 45 when playing halfback and playing over 70 minutes. Price to 21 there. See a couple of games at seven for the Rabbitohs last year. They will be a better side. Obviously, this year, like a lot of their new players back there. But you see, when he played at the Tigers, he went an absolute tear there. He's one that I think at 277k is an absolute no-brainer to me. He's a must-have. I'm chucking him in this team for now. Only owned by 2% of teams is quite crazy considering the reports we're hearing that he's going to get the first crack over what's his face? Jamie Humphries there. I don't know how much in-play kicking he'll do. I think Latrell Mitchell could do a little bit there, but still 400k. He's a good defender there. Doesn't miss many. Misses a couple, but doesn't miss many. And then yeah, good running game on him too there. I think James Sutherland I mean, price of 21, he shouldn't average anything less than 21 there, so he's not going to at least lose money for you. And seriously, not much else to be spoken about in this halfbacks. Yeah, so just wrapping it up, I'd say Cleary is probably the best gun half you can go with. Moses and Hughes are two to look out for there. Dylan Brown, Atkinson, and Sullivan are really good, cheaper options that you can look to go with. I wouldn't be going with all three there. As I said, this team is just who I think is the best options. Like it's not my team or any of the team balance there. It's just who I think is the best option in every position there. And these are the five halfbacks that I've gone with. Obviously, you don't want to be selecting five halfbacks. So ideally, you'd select four of these players, and ideally they'd be these three, and then Cleary there. I think Atkinson, the surprise, is only 5% owned. These two, to me, are closer to the must-haves than Dylan Brown is, and they're a lot less more owned there. So I am quite interested in both of them. Yeah, and then the one we didn't talk about, who plays in a centre position, so we'll talk about him in the centre position, but it's Jackson Purdue there. He's 468k, looks to be playing seven for him, average of 36.8. He's one who is currently in my main team for next year there, so I'm quite interested in him. But yeah, quite happy with how this team's shaping up. To be honest, a couple of things to tweak, but I think starting now is a very good team here. And yeah, thank you. We'll see you in the next one.